chat. There we go. Get it situated. All right. Well, it is 11:17 p.m. Just to verify. You can see it right there as well. 11:18. But it is high time that I would like to try for the night watch patch. So, what I want to tackle tonight, and I hope it's going to work right, is my smart keys. Anybody who sees much of anything from me knows that I've talked about this. Now, I actually went looking today. Hey there, Rockout. I went looking today to find all the smart keys I could, trying to figure out if maybe I had some different generations. And of course, I don't. All of these seem to be Gen 2. These two came out of some lever handles, and then these two simple, I guess. So, yeah, I've been fighting. If you've followed, you know that this guy right here, I have progressively pinned. I started with, so it's got 5 pins in it. I started with 2 in the back, I went to 3, 4, and I kept getting it open. I opened it 2, with 3, with 4, I got to 5, I just couldn't do it. So then I tried taking out 4. So it was 1, 2, 3, 5, and I could do it. And I kept messing around, and I couldn't figure this freaking thing out. So tonight, we're just gonna go through. Now, I did discover something when I was messing around. This is the key that I had been using, and what I realized today that I was getting things together is that number one, that's backwards. But anyways, this guy right here with this right behind it, I kept oversetting this. So I have changed things up. I found another key, a little flatter bitting. I've had people suggest that I just do it with a blank, but I want to get this for my purple bucks. I can get this picked on camera. I'll have my purple belt down. So I put this in with the flatter bitting. Right now, we've got 2 wafers in there. And so, I don't know what the thickness is, but it's the middle thickness of the Longhorn tension set. And most of the time, I seem to do my best work with the number 3 on the repercent. So right now, 2 wafers, the 2 that are closest to me are all that's in here. And if I can get this open, let's say 3 times, we're gonna open it up, put another wafer in, and keep working. So Rockout, I'm curious, have you tackled smart keys yet? Yeah, the number 3, honestly, it's I've been using it, I think, even more than my Jimmy Long because of the fact that it has that the flat. I wish I had the Jimmy Long flat set. Maybe one of these days I can convince my wife for our anniversary or something. But I will say that the poor Delta handles make all the difference. Because he's hurt me so much without, and the snake eating definitely helped things out. Alright, so Rock out, you say you got, there we go. There's open number 1. You said you have a Gen 3. That's the one where you've got to use the, what do we call that? Like a shim tool on the side, is that right? Because everything that I have seems to be a Gen 2. And so it's basically just pick like normal and pray, I guess. It sucks, but at least I feel like it's a little more reliable. Like, for this thing, I feel like, there we go, there's number 2. I feel like it's just luck of the draw. I have been working on this specific one for more than 4 years. And this is a Gen 2. 4 years ago, I got lucky a couple times, sitting on the couch with this thing fully pinned up, in a vise on my chest. And it was something I couldn't repeat. Yeah, I figured that it's finicky once just to get it made. But once it's made, I feel like it's a pretty reliable means. Am I wrong on that? Like I said, I haven't messed with the Gen 3, never had it. Everything I have is Gen 2. I actually went looking because I posted about this on number 4. I posted about this on one of the Facebook groups, and the guy actually showed me the difference between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2, and pointed out that the sidebar for Gen 1 is easier to pick, which is why I went looking. Alright, there's 5 opens. Let's get this sucker moved up to 3 wafers and see if I can still do it. Because I have not progressed with this with the new key. Alright, multi-tool, tweezers. One thing for sure, I've definitely gotten more used to, even quicker getting this. Yeah, I figured. I had hoped that one of mine might have been a Gen 3, so that way I could experiment with that. Plus, if one of them had been a Gen 3, then I could, if I ever got it down, I could actually try for watch all manufacturers. What was that first patch they did? The one where you had to pick 3 purples in a certain amount of time? Here I am just fighting to get purples in general. Alright. Slide that out. I found it works best to leave the key in there. Yeah, I have definitely gotten a lot better at setting this, resetting this with hey, Newhouse. I am doing pretty good. Going for the Lockjaw Manufacturing Night Watch. It's been hard to make it to any other lives just because life is getting in the way. I'm lucky I've got no work this week. I said it before that I'm a teacher, and this week is a fair. So tonight I figured the kids are in bed. My wife is away, so I won't be keeping her up. And thing, right? Alright. 3 wafers in the Smartkey now. There's the right orientation. I've seen that you've been really busy with all sorts of lives yourself in your house. 3 wafers. Check. Work. So yeah, new house. I'm just futzing around with a Kwikset Smartkey, trying to see what I can do to maybe make some progress. I know that you're a locksmith. Do you? How do you approach? What do you do to work with the Smartkey? You got the special tools for it? I'm sure you're not out here single pin picking on Smartkey. Amazing ways to put this one on. You can barely hear me. Part of why I'm doing this is because I finally have access to a smartphone. Um, but because of that, let's see. My wife got a new phone, and my camera died. So I have been using her smartphone to try to do videos. And so this is my attempt at trying to do a live video. Don't know. Tried to move the camera a little closer. Let me know if it's any better. Man. Alright. It's funny how just moving an inch or so can make a difference. I know some of you guys have proper setups with dedicated cameras, microphones, and everything. Simple guy. That is wild. Yes, sir, new house. I was asking, as a locksmith, do you have the special tools that are used for smart keys? I'm assuming you're not out here single pin picking a smart key. I haven't seen much from him lately. Am I just missing it? Yeah, Brett, we were just talking about the fact that I'm not sure. This is my first attempt to do a live, and I'm trying to use a smartphone that I've never used for anything like this before. But, wait a second. Brett, what time is it over your way? Because I know that as late as it is here, it must be really early for you? I'm hoping you don't mean for you there, Brett. Alright, new house. I know that I've seen people show how easy they are to brute force and just ruin, and so I figured that odds are most people just aren't using them. Dirty in the AM. Yikes. I remember those days, Brett. Thankfully, those are far behind me. My kids are old enough now that you have other problems instead, but man. Alright, double check that my keys even work. Whoops. difference in the feel between the short instruments and the Gen 1. I can tell a little bit better because of the handle, but it's less clear where I am because it's round. Yeah, new house. Rockout and I were talking about it. I'm picking the Gen 2. And as far as I'm aware, you might know better than I do, but I've been under the impression that the Gen 2 can't do the sidebar tension. Is that correct? Have you actually tried doing sidebar tension on a Gen 2? Brett, I'm familiar with the talking clock from London, thanks to Douglas Adams, and a reference to it in one of the Hitchhiker's books. Are you just doing this talking clock now? If it helps keep you awake and do what you need to, Brett, you go right on ahead. Now, okay. If I continue to fight and have no luck tonight, I will get with Noah and see if we can figure things out. But again, I know that the sidebar tensioning via the shim is a Gen 2. I'm sorry, it's a Gen 3 situation, I thought. Whereas I'm picking a Gen 2 here. Those of you came in a little bit later, I actually checked my collection because I knew I had more. And every single one that I have, near as I can tell, based on the shape of the sidebar and all that, all 4 of these are Gen 2. These 2 came out from Leverlock. These 2 are the deadbolt style. But a whole pile of Gen 2s seems to be what I have. I took them all apart to check this afternoon, and I was hoping I could find a Gen 1 to make this go a little bit easier tonight. But nope. Every single one that I have left is a Gen 2. It is crazy how 2 wafers got nice and easy there. But for 3 wafers, I just can't do anything there. You mean that you can shim a Gen 2 now? Because if that's true, and I can't get this thing tight like this tonight, I will be making a shim. I just had never heard that you could shim a Gen 2. Everything I had heard that was Gen 3. I am, Brett. I've tried it the other way, and I just feel like I don't have as much control picking it pins up. And this just seems to be the best way for me to tension it. Because one thing you've heard me say all the time is that tensioning is always my problem. So Brett, have you picked a Smartkey? I mean, you've done all sorts of stuff. I can't remember seeing if you picked a Smartkey or not. Smartkey. Smartkey are the locks that do the quick change as far as you can change it from one key to another, but you're not having to take it apart and repin it. So you, back in the day, you did some smart keys yourself in a new house? Do you have any secrets, or is just that persistent? Yeah, Brett. So if I can get this smart key, since I've already done my Illinois Duo, I have the two locks that I need in order to qualify for a purple belt, which is part of why I have been drilling this thing ridiculously so, in fact. This thing gets 90% of my practice, has gotten 90% of my practice for the past month or two, because I thought, hey, I'm getting the hang of it. Maybe if I just focus on it. But no, it's just sucked hardcore lately. So yeah, the ones that have that little doohickey in there, so you can turn that stick in, pull this out, and put a new one in. Why I've got 3 different keys on here as well. Yeah, new house, as always, tensioning has been the hard part for me. I started this, when I first started working on this and progressive pinning it, I was like feather light, and that's what I thought it took. But since then, it's definitely been harder tension. But thanks for the reminder, maybe that's why I'm not giving it the 3, is because I'm not tensioning it hard enough. I also feel like I'm struggling with very possibly oversetting. But of course, you don't have pin states in these in order to actually verify that you're oversetting. There we go. Thank you, new house. The reminder to do heavier tension was definitely what I needed. So there's my first open with 3 wafers in there. Today. Like I said, once upon a time I was opening it consistently with 4 wafers, but never with 5. So my goal tonight has been, let's try to get 5 opens with each number of wafers, and I'll throw some more in. So if I can get 4 more opens on that, maybe we'll get up to 4 wafers tonight. Brett, is it something that you would want to play with at some point? Because, you see, I've got some extras. I might need to spread the love at some point. Part of why I got those guys out of the lever handles was because they were just going to be too big if I was shipping them or anything. So, it's only 3 wafers out of the 5 so far, but it's progress. Progress is heading the right way. I overset something. House pointed out, heavy tension. I also have to keep reminding myself how small the motions have to be on these because of how small each of those little serrations are. It doesn't take much to go past. Lady Locks often quotes, and I don't remember who it was that she heard it from, but moving a little thing a little distance, right? They're a standard bypass. I know there's a tool where you can look inside and actually see what's going on. Is that what you mean, new house, or something else? I also know, and back when I was getting a bunch of these from the restore, back when I lived here, the restore, um, I tried because I did hear how easy it is to ruin them by just taking a screwdriver in there and just forcing things right open. So I did that. I got a flat handle screwdriver, I stuck it in, and I just torqued on that. And hey, it's fun. And it even came back to where it was locked, but that was before I was picking them, and so I don't remember what I did with that one in order to, see what it looked like if I ruined it or anything. So these are they're pretty different because standard Kwikset threat are definitely easy picking with the um, with just being a pin tumbler and with stupid tolerances. But these are you missed it when I was putting that wafer in. Um, but these have these little wafers inside. And wafer is not even quite the right word. Yeah, I end up with so many quick sets that they're definitely my favorite for a challenge block. But like I said, this is different. So let's set that aside for a second. And one of these guys helps us well, it doesn't really matter, but it helps us remember what key I put them on. There we go. Alright, so this right here. Slightly different form factor because of the fact it came out of a lever instead. Alright, come on. I will say the deadbolt ones are definitely nicer as far as the gutting aspect goes. But, where was I? Alright, so, inside, here's our sidebar. This movable cassette right there is what lets us change the key, because if you push it forward, you can pull out the key, put in a different one. But inside, we've got sidebar. We've got these wafers, which I've been calling them wafers. And that right there is what you're sliding. And on the back of it, it has a groove that allows the sidebar to move into it. So yeah, new house. As you're probably seeing now, um, every single one that I've done, I have disassembled it in order to set it to a key that I have. Got back in there. I always check and see I screwed up. Yeah, it just feels silly to call them wafers when you think of like the standard wafer lock, but they are nothing like that. I try to line up across there, and I know I've got it right if I can slide it, which these are not going now. I think I got it. I guess my problem is that I've never gutted a wafer lock, right? Even when I can't slide that, I can come back here. And, alright, there we go. Not perfect, but it's accurate. Yeah, let me reset this. There we go. That's all better. So, that's what's inside of there. So I've got 3 of those wafers in here right now, which I have managed to open exactly once. This is the 3rd keen that I've tried on it. Because the others definitely had too much highs and lows on them. This right here was the key I was using most of the time, and this combo right here was what was causing me trouble. I actually found that if I had only those 2 in, only by focusing I'm pushing that second wafer all the way down till I get anywhere with it. So they're great for picking this. The only picks I have from Sparrows, I've got the Spirit set, which was the very first set I ever purchased, and I think I got the Monkey Paw, so maybe a few odds and ends there. But this Reaper set number 3 has been the one that's been giving me the most luck in the past. You know which cakes it is you're talking about, Newhouse? Did you get them in a set, or was you just getting a single one? Oh. 30,000. Do you feel like thick picks work better in the Smartkey? I will say that definitely that the flat hooks definitely work better than the rounded. I'm tired, guys. All of the force wears me down. It's faster than it seems to wear the rock down. Crazy. This is. I'm telling you, when I went from the back to the front with that other key, 3 was not a problem. 4 wasn't a problem. No worries, Brett. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you, man. longer I'm going to go with this myself. I don't feel like I've seen you talking about it, Wheelhouse. I know that you've designed some of your own, but do you have a go-to brand for most of your picks? You a Sparrows guy? Other specialties? Covert instruments? I'm setting something. It's not the way I need it. Okay. Thought that stuff especially the route you went. I know there's a lot of guys that have been designing and Southern Specialists is making, right? Isn't that where dog taking? No, Greyhound. Greyhound has dog legs, right? A little bit further. I think I've got 2 of those 3 set right now. And then for sure after I end this, I will be pulling out something more familiar. Maybe 7240 and 1100. Something just to remind me I do know how to pick a lock. Even if this stupid piece of crap wants to make me think that I know nothing. Again, this is only the 3 wafers in. I've gotten 1 singular open. My goal, again, I try to do this methodically. I've got parts to think for that. Is tonight, if I can get 5 open, I'll absolutely. Oh yeah, I'm doing the hard tension, and that's why I'm feeling it right here. This is actually what's hurting me the most right now. All the tension right through this part of my hand, just trying to kick against that tension. Anything that needs hard tension always takes a lot of thought for me, because I tend to be a light tension kind of guy in general. Yeah, this has been the second lock that took the heavy tension. There was one we got from this Paul Springs, and I won his 30 by 30 challenge. Pretty lock. I can't remember for life what it was. That sucker took heavy tension. other things after that was definitely difficult. Yeah, I haven't. My tension is light enough that I have not ruined any hooks with my picking. The only things that I have messed up have been rakes. I feel like that's just kind of the nature of it as a rake. And only one of those is actually a store-bought. I think it was a sparrow's rake of some sort. There's a challenge. I remember Stu had a raking challenge. It was one of my rakes. Now it has found a new life, and that'll probably show up in a later video at some point. But that's been the only store-bought cashew. I think that's because of my light tension. How are we still alive? Seems like it's back. Anyone there? Anyone hear me? No? I think that's been long enough that doesn't ruin my chance for the night watch patch, which was, quite frankly, the whole reason I was doing this. New house. Rock out. Are you guys there, or am I picking alone now? There's two people watching. If you are watching, can you give me a holler in the chat just so I know who's here? I really don't know what happened there. It's buffering, but like I said, this is all new to me. As far as doing live parties. So I kind of wonder. This person's about to great. Hopefully I can get rid of it. Oh, okay. Thank you, whoever you are. Who's still watching this. This is keeping me company, so I find my way through this stupid box. It feels so close. second open. Am I stubborn enough to go for a third open, or do I call it right here? I think I'm stubborn. So, I think what that was telling me is that I keep oversetting one. Oh wow, keep going all the way back, even though I know it's only the first three that have any way from hitting. I have a hard time finding where 3 is. Should take the most lift. Here's the nice thing about these, since I set them to the keys, is that I can look at the key and know what's going on. And I get for being stubborn, I should have taken the open. Should have celebrated and called it a night. Resetting. Shake it out. I know there is only one I've got to do it just right. Here's the rest of the egg. Oh, that's crumb. I need to put my crap on this. We'll leave it with the magnet. Just want the top part. Alright, I'm just going to switch over to Jimmy just to see if we can get this done. Look at that, even just setting it down, cover topped off. Yeah. That needs to shrink there. Oh! Thank you, Cloud the Great. That one works better. I can spend a bit more time on that. That's pretty open. This works good. Sensible draft set. Leave it here, go to bed, try again later. Clever draft set. It works good. It works again. Clever draft set right now. What happens when my wife's not home? I keep doing something far too easy for me to just get lost in it. Like, I'm aware the passage of time. I know that I've been going for almost an hour here. But the stubborn side was smart. New tool. It open. That's 4 open. We're going for 5. 5 means that we're putting in the next wafer. Okay, maybe at the very least we could just like change how I hold for this one. So that means that where I was, they're all pinched on my wrist, and not now, and so it doesn't hurt quite so much. That was an old man. Just because this is what the point is. And that point, it's not quite a flat, not quite a round. Point is to do what I need. trying to pick a Kwikset Smartkey. I've been progressive pinning it. I started with 2 pins tonight. It is up to 3 right now. If I can get it open one more time, I'm going to add the 4th pin. So, hey Dean, thanks for dropping in. My first live ever. Definitely blaming lockjaw, bribing us with patches to try new things, right? In the near future, I need to prepare my bag where I've got all my patches put on. Still got room for some more though. Heck yeah. This open, 3 wafers. Cloud the Great is coming through right here. Alright. I do think we'll pin it. Give it a try for a little bit. I mean, it's only 3 wafers out of the 5. Yeah, they told me that before, Dean. The other guys who were on. This is my first live. First time trying anything like this. My wife got a new smartphone. My digital camera died, so I'm trying to figure out using her camera for all those purposes. Let me see if maybe. Is that better? Check 1, check 2. I just found out that there's a volume slider on her phone that I did not know about. Yeah, it's my first live. My kids are in bed. My wife is not home, so that way I'm not bothering her. And so I decided to go for the Lockjaw Manufacturing Night Watch because I'm a sucker for a patch. Slightly better. That's as far as it goes. So that is. Oh yeah, I got the Berserker patch. I don't remember what the first patch was. Can't remember what it was called. I know that you had to pick picking guts, 3 purple belts in like what, 10 minutes or something? And I am not capable of that. This is my Assassin's Patch. There you go. This is my 2nd purple belt that I'm hoping to get open eventually right now. And you can see how this is going. This is, Dean, this is actually me going crazy with progressive pinning because I have actually already done this lock with 2 wafers, 3 wafers, 4 wafers, successfully. 5 wafers, no luck. I tried pulling out a different one. Yeah, that's it. You're right. And so when I put in the 5th one and I couldn't get it, I said, let's try removing a different one. Let's see if we get it. So I did 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Never having success with 5. And today I finally realized I have some other keys. These things probably messed that up. So you've got no purples at all there, Dean? I've got a little pile of smart keys here. All of them are Gen 2, near as I can tell. And I also don't know if these suckers being taken out of a lever lock. I demolished the housing taking them out. Don't know if they even count. There we go. That is picked up there. 4. Added that back down. Go over. Duo was my first purple. I got that at a garage sale of all places because it was a lock without a key, and so they said $1. I didn't even know what it was. Sorry about that, Dean. I don't know. I actually have another friend who is offering me the use of their phone, and I'm seeing them Saturday, hoping that they remember it. So maybe, just maybe, I'll have a better situation in the future in case I ever do any more lives. I don't know if I'll ever do. I'm not one that's much for doing a live just for the sake of a live. Maybe. I would like to, participate in like a Lady Locks live or W3OY live at some point, but it's hard to coordinate schedules. Hard. All right. So I'm gonna give this, let's say, 5 minutes to try at 4 wafers, and if I can't get a single open in 5 minutes, I'm calling it and I'm done for the night because I've already been on for nearly an hour. So Dean, are you currently a blue belt then? Have you picked that far? And if so, what have you picked for your blue belt? Mark Carter, welcome aboard. I am not sure how much longer I'll be going, but nice to see you. Well, remember, Dean, if you haven't done, if you got the 98 Pro, you would not only have to gut it, but you would have to reassemble it as well. If you haven't, I think that's in green, right? Where you have to show that you can reassemble a lock. Because I actually entered the belts at blue, and I actually started with my 98 Pro, and they actually told me, hey, everything looks good, but you gotta show us that you can reassemble a lock as well. Which is crazy because I already did a challenge lock. So I mean, I know how to assemble a lock, but rules is rules. Lock cracking, what is happening, man? Oh yeah, heck yes, it was 200K patch. That was my first challenge patch, but then of course Lockjaw is doing all of their great ones and loving it. Absolutely loving it. And there's others too. I'd love to get in on if I can. What else is there? There's somebody who's running a Trinity challenge where it's pick a pin tumbler, dimple, and disc detainer, I think it is. This is another fun one, but I cannot reliably do a disc detainer yet. Right, making progress here. So, like I said, Mark, you are catching me as I am about ready to wind up because I am wearing myself out here. Oh yeah, Chuck Vice. This one from Lock Chuck himself definitely makes it a lot easier. This thing cuts into my hand when I hold it in my hand. free lock challenge was one, like, I hadn't heard the guy before, but somebody else was doing it, and so I went and I found it. I think I saved it to look at it again, but it's, like I said, it requires this detainer, and I am not there yet. Then you've got Lockpicking Engineer, who's got the one hand challenge right now, which is the next one. I'm hoping to get to that one before the end of the month. Hoping. So it's not that I don't like them. I just do most of my picking on the couch or in the car or on the go, and so I don't usually have a vise with me, like I have right here. And my disc detainers definitely require me to have it in the vise. I've opened it a couple times. I've opened one. I have like 4 basic disc detainer locks, but it's not that I don't like them. It's that I am not comfortable with them yet. I have the Cheeto pick that, once again, Lock Chuck printed out for me, and it's a nice pick. Alright. It feels close, but I don't feel like I'm getting it. And we're coming up on my 5-minute mark. Feels so promising. Any of the rest of you have that where you're like, I'm gonna finish, I'm gonna be done. Oh wait, it feels close. I think it's only a little ways off. I feel like I'm just stabbing in the dark here. Alright. That's that for tonight. Got it open with 3. Thank you all for staying up with me, for following along, for those of you who offered advice. New house, thanks for the reminder for the heavy tension. I'm going to call it, guys. Thanks to all of you who have popped in, have chatted with me. I should probably get some sleep. Luckily, I don't have to work tomorrow, but I've got kids who'll be waking up and they'll be wanting my attention. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here. Thanks again, y'all. And where's my button? This is what I get for not doing a live before. I'm not sure how to end it.